The biggest name.
You're locked into JJ and Alex. With the insight and analysis on the teams you can't live without. Presented by G2G Bars. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Alex, Kirry, Jeremiah, Jensen. We're at the warehouse in Salt Lake City. Pardon me, I'm having some candy. Am I allowed? Yes.
Well,
I deserve it. It's a Friday.
80-20. The 80-20 rule.
80 bags of M&Ms?
No.
And 20 things of Reese's
80% of the time.
Oh.
With Salt Lake City fat loss.
I get you.
In the maintenance phase.
I know.
You're very dialed in on whatever.
That's why
there's a 20% of the time where you can indulge in a treat.
So here's the thing. Like, these are fun-sized M&M bags, and there was one here, so I ate one.
There's a reason why they call them fun size.
I'll tell you what, though.
I've had a lot of fun with fun-sized bags of candy.
You sound like such a weirdo.
I kind of did, didn't I? Sorry about that.
No, but I went into like a 7-Eleven. I was grabbing, just like a drink, and I was walking out, and Reese's is beating us over the head with the stuff that they want me to get fat on again. And I'm not at this point. It's just stupid. They're offering jumbo-sized peanut butter cups, and it's a new standard size. It's not like, oh, it's the holidays. Get yourself a half-pound Reese's peanut butter cup for a friend as a novelty joke. Nope. They are trying to make it regular fare. There's a jumbo cup now, which is for me, by the way. They're looking at that was my nickname, I feel like, in high school. Jumbo Cup.
Your friends called you Jumbo Cup?
Hey, well, here comes Jumbo Cups again. Mr. Man Boobs, Mr. Jumbo Cup. Oh, terrible. Avoid it. But, man,
Don't do it.
I could go for a Jumbo Cup right now, but I just know that I'd probably go into a coma. Joining us on the program right now as our show kicks off this hour, brought to you by G2G Bars, all natural ingredients and no preservatives make the G2G Bar the perfect protein bar. Chandler Holt joins us, KSLSports.com. You can find his byline there. Anything Jazz-related, he and Ben Anderson are all over it, and they also cover it in their Jazz Notes podcast. Chandler, thanks for joining the program, man. Good to talk to you.
Hey, guys. Good to talk to you again. How you doing?
Awesome. Hey, Summer League, we've got like a new thing now. It's not cool unless you get shut down in Summer League. And I feel like the new thing now is like if you've got a decent player on your team, if he gets shut down for Summer League, then it kind of signals to the league, oh, they might have something going on here. The Jazz have shut down a couple of players here, including Kyle Filipowski. How's Flip's summer turned into basically one of probably the most pub that we've gotten for the kid? And we're supposed to temper our expectations. I know it's Summer League, but he's had a heck of a summer.
I'll tell you what, it feels like April instead of July right now with the injury report the Jazz are rolling out. But no, yeah, he's had an awesome summer. I think by far he has been the Jazz's best player. Like he's averaging basically 30 points throughout the whole summer so far. What has it been, 6-7 games if you count the Salt Lake City Summer League? And for these rookies, they're supposed to come in and they're supposed to, work the kinks out and get used to the offense. But when you have a sophomore player, you expect them to come in and they don't have to necessarily dominate, but they have to be solid as sort of like a floor when you're going against this competition. And I think Flip has been more than that. Like he looks like a real NBA player playing out there against guys who are trying to make the NBA. And it sucks for fans who are trying to watch the games and watch some good basketball that he's out. But also I think it makes sense that the Jazz shut him down.
You could argue that Kyle Filipowski has been the best player in Summer League overall, 29.3 points per game. He had a great rookie season. It was evident last year that the Jazz may have got a steal at 32, but it looks even more now. As you've watched him closely over the last season and then into Summer League now, what's the biggest improvement? What is different about him this summer than that was during the regular season?
Something that I've liked, and it's sort of back and forth with him, but overall I would say it has been an improvement, is I think, like when you look at him, you can tell he's sort of a skinnier guy for the 4-5 position. And last year, going against the big centers, big men of the NBA, he sort of settled a lot, like whether it be taking top of the break threes or getting down in the post and then fading away instead of taking it in, even if the defender was smaller. Something I've liked in this summer league is he is getting to his spots a lot more. And, he does still have to put on some weight. But the thing that's awesome about Flip is that he's already a great decision maker, great playmaker. So I think that once he does put that weight on, it's just going to keep coming together for him. I think that the Jazz may have gotten the steal of the draft last year at 32 with him, and I think he still has a lot of room to grow.
part of that room to grow is he's got to defend at an elite level. I mean, an NBA level at least, right? That's part of it. I'm sure that's part of the iteration of what they want him to become as well. But how does great summer league play translate to the NBA regular season?
Unfortunately, almost not at all. and
and with that, that's Chandler Holt, everybody. Well, yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Chandler. It's been good to talk to you. Can't wait to do it again soon.
Flip, like I said, he has been awesome, but it's a dual-edged sword because on the other side of that, if a player stinks up the summer league, that also by no means they're going to be bad in the NBA. There are cases on both sides. I talked about this on the Jazz Notes podcast. Victor Wembanyama shot 2 for 13 and looks terrible in his first summer league game, and look what he's doing. And then in 2012, there were co-MVPs of the summer league. It was Damian Lillard and Josh Selby. I bet you only know one of those two names I just said.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's been a bummer that we haven't seen more Ace Bailey, but look,
Yep.
it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, it would have been good for him to get a lot of the reps in summer league. You know, we don't know whether his performance would have led to him being shut down like some of the other rookies. But what is Ace Bailey missing out on now that he hasn't had a chance to play in Vegas?
I will say the biggest thing is just time on the court. Of course, like I said, for these rookies, the biggest plus for them is just getting looks with their new teammates and also in the offense for the team. So it is unfortunate that he's missed the time, but also, like, if he is really dealing with a hip thing right now, like, it is absolutely no questions asked that the Jazz should be keeping him off the floor. But looking at the games that he did play back in Salt Lake, like me and Ben talked about this as well, like first game was a little bit rough. It was clearly his first game on an NBA floor. But then game 2, he came out and was awesome. He had 18 points, 7 rebounds. And like you could even in that second game, you could put him even in the conversation of like, oh, he's like one of the best players out here, maybe too good to be here. But yeah, the biggest thing he's missing on is definitely just the time. But like I said, if he's injured, keep him out. Let him get his reps in the practice facility leading up to the preseason and the regular season, and as long as he's 100% for day 1 in October.
This guy's not on a Jazz roster, but oh boy, now I'm going to screw it up. I've been saying Yegor Demin my entire.
Yeah.
What are we doing now?
Yegor Joman.
All right,
Joman.
so,
Yeah,
you got to get into the real pronunciation now. Somebody pointed out, and he's speaking of guys who are having a heck of a summer league, this is a guy who's shooting threes at a rate 2 times what he was doing per minutes that he was getting at BYU. And by the way, BYU fans were like, don't shoot the three, Yegor. Like, he was not shooting it well. In summer league, he's shooting twice the amount of threes, and he's shooting it at a 43% clip. This is a guy who's also turning heads. What kind of a future does Yegor Demin have if he can't? I mean, obviously people like the passing, but now, like, some shooting is starting to show up. And what does his future look like?
Yeah, sorry if this stings BYU fans, but it looks like he took something from that Alabama game. Like, he has been shooting the lights out in this summer league so far. And yeah, I think that really the 2 biggest questions for him was his ball handling and the biggest thing is shooting, just because of how the NBA is today. And if that comes around earlier than maybe some of us had expected, then it'll be easier for him to work on the other things. Like, his playmaking is already awesome, but that's going to need to be a little bit different in the NBA. And then, like I said, the ball handling as a 6'8" guard, you know, he's naturally just dribbles higher, so he's going to get ripped a good amount of times. But no, yeah, I think his ceiling is sky high, and he came in sort of as a project pick, even as a top 10 selection. But I think he's going to have all of the opportunity in the world in Brooklyn, and I think that, like I said, if the shooting comes around earlier than expected, then his ability to grow is only going to be easier, come more naturally.
One Jazz player that I've been focused on more than anybody is Cody Williams, because we know how disappointing his rookie season was, and I don't think there's anybody more disappointed than him. I was hoping to see some real progress in Summer League. How do you feel that he's done in Summer League? Has he shown that kind of progress that shows that he's going to be better than he was last season?
Oh, let me tell you, I think that Cody Williams has been the MVP of the Jazz this summer league. Like last year, we all know Lauri Markkanen is the Jazz's best player, but you could have argued that Colin Sexton, John Collins, one of these other guys was the MVP for the Jazz. I think Cody Williams has been amazing. He has been shown growth in so many areas. Like I said earlier, if you're a rookie, like don't take too much from their performances because it's their first time on the court like that. But for sophomores, you have to look solid, and I think that he has looked solid plus. I think his shot has come around. He looks more comfortable. He's getting down there rebounding. He's been all over the floor on defense. I have really liked the performances from Cody Williams. Now, it is, again, take it with a grain of salt because this is summer league competition compared to going against full NBA rosters. But I am hoping, I'm hopeful rather, that Cody Williams can have a much better year in year 2.
Agree. I think he's given everybody hope that there is going to be that growth that everyone expected. I think we were all realistic in thinking, okay, this kid's pretty slim. He didn't stand out at Colorado on a team with a bunch of older players, and it was going to take some time. But I didn't think he would be as disappointing and struggle as much as he did last year. But what is the realistic expectation of a kid who was a 10th overall pick in the draft? What should our expectations be of Cody Williams as a pro, in your opinion?
The analyzing draft and value per where they're drafted in the lottery, out of the lottery, stuff like that is kind of a weird thing to do because you have maybe 1 to 3 max. Of course, you have some outliers, but around 1 to 3 all-stars per class. You have a bunch of 10 people who stick in the NBA, then a lot of people get out of there. But I think for the 10th pick, and also if you look back on that Cody Williams' draft class, it's not very special. It's not a lot of crazy stuff there. I think a realistic expectation for him is just stick around in the NBA, be maybe a top 8, top 10 guy in the rotation. If he's a guy who's playing playoff minutes whenever the Jazz are there again, I think that would be a success. And also I think as long as, like I said, some of the things can come around for him, shooting specifically, if he can be a 3-and-D guy, come in, be the backup small forward for the Jazz, I wouldn't say that's necessarily a loss for where he was drafted.
As you look at some of the guys that the Jazz are trying to figure out, who's like a fringe roster guy that you look at and you go, I'm looking at this person and wondering where they're going to be standing here, but it could be a foot in the G League, a 10-day contract type situation, or guys that are on that fringe spot of being able to make that roster?
The first one that I would point to was probably John Tonji. He made his debut the other day in Summer League, had 16 points, 5 for 9 shooting, 4 for 7 from 3, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. He looked really good, honestly. Coming in as an older college guy, you expect him to be more NBA ready, and he did look exactly that. But speaking of edge of the Jazz roster, maybe down in the G League, I think that's him. I would expect the Jazz to sign him to probably a 2-way contract, if not at bare minimum a full G League contract. But I could see him coming in and just being a productive wing, get some spot minutes for the Jazz.
Last one I had for you, Chandler, and a little fun here because now I don't anticipate that the Jazz are going to make any more moves that are substantial. I don't expect a Lauri Markkanen trade or anything like that. So with all that being said, and what you've seen from some of these young guys in Summer League, have you tried to take a stab at a potential starting lineup for this Utah Jazz team this fall?
Yes, actually, I last week on the Jazz Notes podcast, me and Ben talked about this just after the break. So if you want to go listen to it, we talked about how the Jazz lineup sort of stacks up, what we think the starting lineup would look like, and what the conclusion that we came to was we think that they're going to slide Keontae in at the 1, Ace Bailey at the 2, and then the forwards are going to be Lauri Markkanen, Kyle Filipowski at the 4, but of course those are 2 7-footers there, so they're sort of just going to no 3, no 4, just sort of alternate, and then Walker Kessler at the 5.
That's a tall lineup, Chandler.
Very, very tall lineup.
When your 2 guard is 6'9", with that kind of athleticism,
but isn't that what you're drafting for? Isn't that what we've been talking about?
Yes, positional versatility is the name of the game in the NBA right now. But also something I will point out is that's just a day 1 starting lineup. Last year, the Jazz were top 3 in the NBA for most different starting lineups throughout the season, and I expect this year to be similar.
Oh, we call it the fun index.
Yes.
We call it the, hey, let's have some fun with this. Let's see who's going to be starting.
Well, I can't wait to see that John Tonje, Elijah Harkless backcourt by March.
Oh, how dare you. Jazz fans out there, shed a tear as they're driving around. Chandler Holt, you can find him, and Ben Anderson, they do the Jazz Notes podcast together. They do a phenomenal job. And Chandler, of course, also contributes to KSLSports.com and writes up for the Jazz as well. Chandler, thanks for hanging out, man. We'll talk to you again.
Yeah, of course. Always love joining you guys.
There you go. Chandler Holt.
Kind of an intriguing starting lineup there.
Yeah, and who knows how much it's going to change. And then what's interesting is that the day 1 starter, you tend to bring in the lineup that is semi-exciting, right? That's because game 39 lineup is going to be very different. And not just because of the potential injuries, things like that, but there's the lineups that are going to get made that we're all going to look at and go, okay, here we go. Just like you said, John Tonje and Elijah Harkless.
Why not? Why not?
There's probably
You'll see those nights.
There's probably a European name in there somewhere that we don't know yet.
Svi Mikhailuk.
Mikhailuk was brought back in again, so you're gonna see Svi make some starts, guaranteed.
Yep.
So there you go. All right, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. We're gonna come back. We've got more to go. We've got our NFL Blitz and much more. Stay here.
All the latest news and notes from the league and the locals in the NFL. JJ and Alex bring you the NFL Blitz on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
The Eagles are up for best team. Go Birds. Yep. And I bet you guys think, as an Eagles fan, that I'm going to trash all the other nominees, but far from it. I'm going to celebrate them. I think this race is wide open. It definitely is not obvious who the best team was this year. One of the nominees for best team is the Dallas Cowboys. No, I'm joking. Obviously, Dallas sucks. Go Birds. They're obviously not here. Only real teams are up for best team.
Take that, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry. He's all, who's this? Who's James Gillis?
I don't like this. This guy's not funny. This guy's not funny.
It's Shane, sir. Well, I don't like him.
I told he's a comedian, but he's not funny.
I didn't think any of that was funny. Speaking of which, geez, how about...
I'm a big Don Rickles fan.
Yesterday, you and I were talking about Stephen Colbert, and I thought, I wonder if they're struggling with ratings because every joke is just turned political.
Yeah.
And then today...
Boom.
We can't bring Conan O'Brien back. We can't bring Conan back to the slot that he deserved.
As somebody who works in television, I hate to say this, but late night is dead. You can't pay these guys
$28 million
salaries
a year
and do this when nobody's watching them. I'm just sorry. I'm just being honest. More people watch those shows on YouTube now than they do live on TV, and it's just hard to justify the amount of money that they're spending on the show. So, a lot of people that real big fans of the show are upset today. It is actually the highest rated late night show, but I just don't know that these networks that are struggling to figure out what the future is can justify these expensive late night talk shows anymore. Not an NFL topic, but since we're on it, that's what's going on.
I know.
We live in a new world. Everything's changing.
Anything TV related, I always defer to you because of the TV drop. But
it's a new world.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, it is. It's not the world we grew up in, that's for sure.
So I was looking at some of the things that were part of the NFL stories. But, yes, the Eagles are definitely – they ended up winning that one, right? Who won the team of the year?
I have no idea.
Hey.
Okay. I can tell you how much I care about the ESPYs. Not at all.
Not at all?
I didn't watch the show other than I watched the Shane Gillis monologue
all the
on
Shane
YouTube
Gillis
the next
clips.
day.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the show live. Didn't care about the awards.
Who got roasted? Well, yeah, because
I have better things to do in the middle of July with no other sports going on. I'm going to go outside.
Hey, John Elway, you just won the Super Bowl. Now, how about going a little nuts and getting those teeth fixed? Like, that is the best joke in the history of the ESPYs. Am I wrong?
That was pretty good.
Like, that's what we got to do. We got to go back to roasting people, man.
Yeah.
Come on. All right.
Was it Norm Macdonald? Who did that joke?
No, it was
Will Ferrell as Harry
Carey. But
that's
it was
right.
the year that Norm Macdonald hosted it.
That was classic.
And Norm Macdonald, the same thing. He's like, "What? We're not talking about this." It was like he made OJ jokes, like when it was like prime don't make OJ jokes. Like, it was phenomenal.
Why?
Because people are look. Come on, man. People
rest
need to
in
do
peace,
it.
Norm Macdonald.
I thought you were
one of the all-time greats.
I thought you were going to say rest in peace, O.J. Simpson. You went a different direction. Oh man, did you say?
Why
O.J.
would I
Simpson?
say that?
Rest in peace, O.J. Simpson. That's why I was wondering. I didn't know what.
I
you were
don't
doing
think
with
he's
it.
resting in peace. Let me just leave it at that.
Could it be Satan? All right, so Rashee Rice, by the way, 30 days in jail now after
How do
the
you
old
transition out of that?
I was just going.
You did well.
I was just going from one
did
awkward.
good.
I was just going from one awkward NFL person.
Speaking
to
of
another.
NFL players that have committed crimes,
Jeez.
Rashee Rice sentenced to 30 days
my
in jail.
goodness.
It's the NFL Blitz.
So, I know that the Shemar Stewart stuff, I wish so badly. It's too complicated, and it's really weird. But there is a path that he could seek of suing the NCAA, trying to figure out what that looks like to be able to return back to Texas A&M, where apparently in College Station, where he's been trying to figure out this Bengals contract deal, him and his agent are saying, look, we would love to sign with the Bengals. We're not going to do the deal that if we sign, he ends up not getting paid the last 2 years because you guys come up with some bullcrap excuse not to pay a guy for playing football for you because you're a cheap franchise. Instead, he's like, I'm not signing it, and now he's hanging out in College Station, and he's been working out with Texas A&M, and then we all went, could he return? And the answer is probably not. The only way that he could is likely through a suing of the NCAA, which I think if he were to pursue it, I think there'd be a pretty good shot that Shemar Stewart could
Everybody
actually end
that
up
sued
back
the
there
NCAA has won.
Especially recently, right? Like,
yeah.
You got no leg to stand on. This is a guy who didn't like his prospects in college or in the pros. The team that he's making a deal with, like, it's his prerogative to not sign that contract, JJ. We all look at it like, oh, that's crazy. And back in the day, the power shift was toward the owners and the franchises, right?
It's always been the case in the NFL. It's
and
the only league where that's the case.
And now you're starting to see players who are going, I'm not standing for this, man. Like, we need to get paid for when we get injured and we can't play any longer, you know? And a team like the Bengals will, of course, show up and say, I don't need to pay for that, do I? Like, they're the ones pushing the check for dinner over to the other franchises. And I love it. And if that were the case, if a kid could make the argument that they should be able to go back to college because the prospects that they had in the pros were not good enough, I bet you'd be able to see that happen. I don't think it's going to.
No, Mike Elko, the Texas A&M coach, has confirmed that there's no chance of that happening.
I'm sure they just don't want to deal with – because Texas A&M's like, I know you'd be suing them, but we'd also be having to take some flack from the NCAA or whatever.
Both sides need to move on.
The governing board or whoever runs it now.
I feel like at some point Shemar Stewart's going to find his way on the field this year for the Bengals. But he has every right to do this because what the Bengals are doing is pretty lame.
Well, they don't deserve to have him on the field, to be honest. Like,
I mean, they paid Jamar.
They did, and maybe that's why they're like, we actually –
and they've paid Joe Burrow, and they paid T. Higgins.
We have a coupon for you. Is that okay?
What? Yeah.
Can we get 20% off of a rookie deal?
Oh, you're not Joe Burrow's best friend? Well, I guess we're going to take advantage of you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the way it works.
Pay the man. Like, fix the contract situation. Do it like everybody else does. Get this kid on the field.
I love the idea. If there was a team that would show up with a coupon to the draft, it'd be the Bengals. By the way, Anthony Richardson cleared 100%. Looks like his shoulder's okay. Is there a chance that Anthony Richardson is the starting quarterback of the future for this? This is our Colts. This is our team.
We love them.
If you're a Colts fan, do you want Anthony Richardson your guy?
No, he's not the long-term answer, which is a problem for the Colts, and I think the Colts are going to struggle this year. I think Shane Steichen's going to get fired.
What?
I think a new regime's going to take over, and they're going to pick another quarterback in a draft and move forward with whatever they do. This is not going well for the Colts, and I'm not sure, other than their running back, I don't see a lot there to think that this franchise is moving up, and I'm just not sold on Anthony Richardson being the leader of a franchise. And I'm not sold on Daniel Jones being that either.
I was going to say, and what I love is there are stories that are like, Daniel Jones looking sharper than ever.
You got to write something, right? No, I don't. No one's thinking, man, I love the future of the Colts. No, they have issues.
It's pretty funny to see the off-season back and forths, and Anthony Richardson was the best thing since sliced bread. When was he taken in the draft? Top 3, right?
Yeah.
All right. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We've got more to go in the program. Best and worst is next, JJ. You don't want to miss it. Hey, did we give away all the tickets that we wanted to, Producer Alex? Okay. All right. Just making sure. It's Free Ticket Friday, and I was giving them away like crazy the last 2 hours. I should know if I just keep giving more away. We'll come back. We'll wrap things here at the warehouse. Tom Curl will join us, and we've got much more around the corner. 97.5 KSL Sports Zone.
Wrapping up the hour with our picks for the best and worst moments on today's show. As JJ and Alex want to hear your best and worst of the day.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 KSL Sports Zone. Alex, Kirry, Jeremiah, Jensen. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Let me see here, JJ. Final segment of the hour here. And the best and worst, of course, is where we're going with this one. And the best, and this is an interesting one because you've got yourself, gosh darn it, Yegor Joman. So it's like we've been saying it wrong. He was too polite to correct us the entire time he was in Provo. But he's on fire since he's hit the Summer League. We brought it up, 43% shooting from the three. Where was that kid? During the NCAA tournament? That would have gotten the Cougs to the Elite Eight, my guy. Well, I don't know if they would have ever beaten that Alabama team.
They just ran into an Alabama team that couldn't miss.
Yeah.
Mark Sears was incredible.
It was.
They could not miss. I have not seen a shooting display like that in college in a long time.
Yeah,
they were unbelievable.
Boy, I forgot about that game. Remember, it was like, I think they scored 62 in the first half or something like that. It was some bonkers number like that. And then the other best is ESPN says that Spencer Fano is the number one. He has a 1% chance of being the number one overall pick in the 2026 draft. He is on everybody's draft board who's got a brain, the number one tackle in next year's NFL draft. So
PFF has him rated as the top offensive tackle in the country.
Pretty good. And then the
Pretty
worst.
good for a kid from Spanish Fork.
Did you see this moment? Here's Mike Tirico and Kevin Kisner on the Open Championship broadcast, and there was a bat that apparently sent Dan Hicks into a panic during the broadcast, and here's what it sounded like.
Speaking of scattering, this is going on in our booth a moment ago. Apparently, a bat of some sort is flying around. Kevin Kisner, this is a man who is a proud hunter. He's under his jacket. He is spooked by this bat. Dan Hicks trying to keep it away from him. You never know what you're going to get in a major championship. You're on the air for 8-9 hours. Apparently, Fax and Terry on the other side were just fine and calm. However, Kiz has taken cover under his sport coat, the nicest sport coat. Dan has saved his partner and protected him, and I believe the guys are back in the booth and in position to continue with the action.
I'm telling you, Mike, as Spawn's birdie putt comes up short of left, just when you think you've seen it all.
Fax and I never even noticed it. With the concentration of an athlete, seriously, in competition.
This bat did 20 laps around this tower. I mean, it looked like it was looking for a place to land.
It's like Rain's only on one side of the course versus the other. The bat's on your side.
Fax was so focused, he never saw it.
I never blinked.
I'm telling you that.
I saw the feet up looking to land. I was ducking out.
It's just maybe it just wanted to get out of the rain. So
but I must say, Hicksy, you are a great partner because you were protecting Kiz.
I was.
If that bat came anywhere, Kiz is playing next week. Coming off the top 10 last week. We are protecting you at all costs, Kiz.
The great outdoorsman, Kevin Kisner, hiding underneath the set.
I don't know why that was so funny. Sorry, I'm also showing JJ the other worst video that we're not allowed to play. But apparently some fan let it rip, so to speak, at the Open Championship. And I'm not above poop humor on a radio talk
That's
show,
not proper
JJ.
etiquette on a golf course while a guy's trying to swing.
Luckily, this guy waited till the swing was done. And
he had the courtesy to wait. What a nice guy.
I liked it to happen at the British Open, the Open Championship. We're proper over here.
Well,
Sure you are. It was probably some foul American.
They're not proper in Northern Ireland.
Nah, there you go. We'll take the break. We've got more to go around the corner. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.